Hello and welcome to my new Create Mod Minecraft Survival Let's Play. As you can see, I'm doing this in the Create Mod. This is my starter house. I'm just starting out here. My goal here really is to try out this Create Mod, build what I can build, and see what we can do together, and have some fun along the way. Build some things I wouldn't be able to build in the vanilla game, but try to maintain an overall a bit of a vanilla feel to it. So this is my series so far. This is my starter house. Where's the F5 button? There we go. Got to sleep. But yeah, don't worry. The vanilla survival Let's Play 1.18, 1.19 world is still going on. I still do plan on finishing that soon-ish. I just wanted to play around with the Create mod and didn't want old projects to stop me from taking on new ones. So this actually, quite interestingly, is the same seed that I did my last world on. I liked it so much, and there were so many things in that world I didn't get a chance to build, and I want to do that in this series. The big airport building I said at the beginning of that series never got done, but I want to do it in this one. A hangar building, more roads, and more transportation of items and building and automation, all these great things. So I think I will show you around this base for this episode, take you through some of how Create Mod applies with the early game of Minecraft, and see how we can go from there. As I said, this is still a fairly vanilla experience. I think Create Mod is the only mod here that really changes the game. I, of course, have other things like replay mod on the free cam, so a few things to do there. My goal here was really what I would call legitimate shortcuts. And I don't mean legitimate in the sense that they follow a certain rule book or anything. It's just things like creative mode or commands to get blocks make things feel kind of dead and pointless when you build with them. I mean, creative mode's great for testing things, but it feels like to have purpose, you kind of need to put it into a survival world. And Create Mod does that. You can do all sorts of things there. For example, you can crush this iron with a hand crank. And you can get iron sheets, or you can wash items here. I'll show you through all of that. As you can see, this is kind of my starter base. Not too much special here. There's the andesite casing pillars here. It is a sort of cave hobbit hole base, and my first thought was, don't be afraid of that. It's very useful early game to not have to build much of an exterior other than this one little entrance here, and all your interiors are just the stone taken care of. You can decorate a little bit. I regret that a little bit now, and I think I would modify my advice a bit. Maybe build it with a back to a hill, so you don't have to build a back to your starter base. It does actually save a lot of time. But as you can see above here, as you'll see as we go through, there's a lot of places where I've had to dig through in order to get things to fit, and that was not so nice. So being able to build out some, expand to the sides and upwards is usually helpful. But yeah, let's start with inside actually. Well, yeah, so I have my sort of main room, and what I like about this, now I do have glass, but I still like being able to reach through here and see my messy chests and crafting table and everything without actually entering the building, but you can too. There's a bed, slightly more protected, and somewhere I want to fill with a few more contraptions. Yeah, this one's not doing much of anything. This was a minecart assembler, so it would drill through here. Yeah, it didn't get too far with that, kind of inconvenient. Another mining hole down there. Yeah, I guess explaining some of the early game, you do still have to punch trees. If you had nothing else in your inventory, you start off again like you do in the vanilla game. You need a crafting table, so of course you punch a tree and you get your crafting table. And like the vanilla survival Minecraft game, one of the first things early on is coal and iron. You need lots of those. You will need to smelt things, you will need to build tools, and you'll need iron for your andesite alloy. That's another very important resource, especially early on. Iron nuggets, andesite. So you need iron for it. And you can do all sorts of things like the andesite casings. Pretty much almost any machine needs andesite or andesite alloy or andesite casings to be made. You see kind of from here and here that you need those. So I've got all of that. Before I actually show, it's better to show the machines from above. But yeah, getting all that iron was tricky as usual. It's not, with the new ore generation, it's not really at surface level. I tried going, there's some mountains over here where you can go pretty high up. I don't know if I can actually see the mountains from here. No, but they're over there somewhere. Just trying to see if I can jump this far to get them to render in. Found lots of coal, which was useful. Not much in the way of iron. So I had to try again, of course, and that involved caving, which was an actually somewhat successful caving expedition. Only died once. I don't know if I have footage of that. If I do, let's roll it. So either you saw me caving, or you get to imagine what it was like me having a moderately successful caving trip. Pretty vanilla experience, so if you watch my last series of vanilla survival Minecraft, you'll get the idea. Second time around was better. In this case, I sort of learned my lessons. One of the things you can do here that's quite useful is convert gravel, well, cobblestone into gravel and gravel into iron at a very kind of inefficient rate. So actually, I'm not going to start with gravel here. To show you this, I'm going to take you to the first machine I built to do this. That one being up here. It's a millstone. These millstones are actually quite easy to craft. I'll show you the crafting recipe right now. That, I think, lesson learned is, I didn't know much about going in this, but I would create several millstones actually fairly early on. Cogwheel, andesite casing, there you go. And any kind of stone, so granite, stone, andesite will do it. Make yourself some millstones. Cogwheels are pretty simple. It's just shaft. Okay. The shaft is another 2 andesite alloys. So there, your andesite alloys are very useful here. So you do the millstone, the casing, the cogwheel, all of that. Anyway, so you stick up to a stack of cobblestone in here, and you'll see it actually comes out the funnel. The funnel is just andesite and some dried kelp, so that's not too hard to do. Andesite alloy again. Once you have a bunch, it's easy. If you're short on iron like I was at the beginning, it's not so easy, and then you kind of just have to pull it out manually. These chutes are very, well, I'd say they're iron intensive. They're 2 iron sheets and a iron ingot, and you get a bunch of them. Let me show you that. This is how I've been finding most of the recipes. There is a ponder screen, which is kind of interesting for Create Mod, but it only really tells you how the items are used. It doesn't tell you anything about how to make them. So that you still need crafting, or yes, this crafting book here. And this has become very useful in terms of seeing what's there. So anyway, that was the chute. Iron sheet, you get 4 of them. So it's better than a hopper in terms of efficiency. It doesn't do exactly everything a hopper does, but it's similar. You probably saw from that pondering video there. The other one was the andesite funnel, andesite alloy, dried kelp. That's a simple one. Anyway, so this is still grinding up some of that cobblestone. Doesn't tell you really. But it goes into this chest, so I have a lot of gravel here. Yeah, I think I better do all of it just in case, because the chances of this are very small actually. I think if you look on the Create Mod wiki, there is one. You can stick a whole stack on there at a time. But there's a 25% chance a piece of gravel becomes flint, and then a 12% chance it becomes an iron nugget. So, yeah, it's not actually hugely productive, which is probably good, because otherwise it would be really overpowered. But you can get a little bit of iron that way, and this is a long roundabout way of me saying get a shield early on. That definitely helps you in the early game. early game caving. So let's see, how did I do? What did a stack of gravel actually net me this time? Let's right click that. 9. So in this case, I would have gotten enough to make a full ingot. I'm not going to because I might need this later. I might also need this sheet later, so I'll save that. Yeah, so you can get a shield early on. That's pretty important. I do have some armor here. This one I found in a villager chest, so that was pretty good. Probably want to go to the nether, which was also provided by a villager chest. Not that one, this one, obsidian. So that's useful. Getting slime balls was useful. You can grind wheat into wheat flour. Wheat flour can be washed to become dough. And then you can combine that with lime dye to get slime balls. So what did I use that for? I use that for the super glue, which I have here, and you use that for making contraptions. You know what? Why don't you just take it from this video? If you want to know how super glue works, it turns blocks into moving contraptions. Yeah, I haven't used a rope pull yet. That's kind of interesting. Oh, so the harvester doesn't need glue, wouldn't have needed glue. Interesting. Anyway, super glue is super useful to sort of, yeah, put it mildly. So here's what I built up here. I got my sheep pen so I can shear sheep. Use that to build sails. That andesite alloy. Another sort of iron heavy thing here. I mean, my cave-in trip was pretty successful. I did end up with basically a stack and a half of iron, plus what I've been getting from this gravel cleaning operation. So there, yeah. So this has been getting me some wheat. This is also junk I stuck in there because I'm running out of chest space. Let's have a look at some things. One, I can breed some cows. Let's do that. So this is where the beef cows are going to go. This is the breeding cows. I don't know. That's kind of how this farm works. Up here is another windmill. I tried to get it to go a bit faster. Not the most successful. That's what's powering this cobblestone generator. If you look in here, there's 2 mechanical drills, and they're constantly drilling kind of slowly. I kind of wish this would go faster, but I haven't figured that out yet. Some cobblestone. And you see below, there's some chutes that it's going into. I just want to see if I can see the item go into the chute. Yes, it is. There's some millstones here, so that's grinding them. And this I haven't really done much yet. It's kind of just, this one's dumping, this one's going into the, what's it called? The barrel. So that I have to go fix, actually. Where's my axe? See, this is what I meant by it's kind of a maze down here, and also a lot of inconvenient digging. So this should all go in that conveyor belt when I'm done with it. But you will see. Or you can really just put an entire stack on at once. Conveyor belt does that too, and that's made of dried kelp. One kelp can actually stretch quite a long distance. You click once here, and you click once way down the line over here where the end of the thing. I was surprised it allowed me to go this long, but it does. The gravel will go here. It now automatically gets washed, so it's the same process we went through earlier, except now it's more automated. And once I'm done this, it won't even need me to pick up the gravel anymore. So let's do that now. This is going to be fun. Let's turn on the replay mod for this one. I kind of want to see in slow motion from all angles. This gravel's going to break. Boom. That was fun. Now, I thought I had more shoots than that. Shoot, I guess. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my pickaxe. No, actually, you know what? I'm going to place this barrel here. I ended up with all this gravel. How did that happen? Am I missing a belt? Oh, there used to be a belt here. Okay. There's my pickaxe. Okay. like shoots diagonally. I might need another shoot actually. Well, so maybe I'll need those sheets. So I will go get a shoot. Sleep 2 so I don't get... Time really flies when you're playing this creative mod, which I think means I'm having fun. Which is good. Let's just say, things don't always work the first time. Case in point, these encased fans. What's washing the gravel? See, I have one over there. I need to make 4 of these. That takes a lot of iron. These propellers to make these encased fans, that takes a lot. See, this is working. Takes a lot of iron. And I needed 4 of them before, otherwise the gravel would just go through and it wouldn't process. So that was a bit of a tricky one. I really need a crafting table over here. And there's another reason I need a crafting table over here. So I'm going to go do that. There's shoot. So there are 4 shoots, which is useful. I mean, maybe not for me here, but if I needed to go down with more shoots, I could. I really just want to go with that. That's all I wanted to do. It wouldn't let me do it the first time, I guess. I maybe needed a bit more length, but now both sides should just drop their gravel here. Dropping your gravel, dropping your gravel. So I think that's one machine after the other. I think it says with a wrench you can look inside. I kind of want to see that. I guess the diagonal one you can't. Now it's still spitting out extra cobblestone. So I'm wondering if this is still actually not going fast enough. The drills are still going too fast for the millstones. It's possible. It's quite possible. Like, nothing's fine-tuned speed-wise. I have a few years they're trying to speed up the whole gearbox. So it says there, see, each one contains a cobblestone. So the gravel will go down there. Probably see another one go down that doesn't hit that. Yeah, see, there's the other gravel. So the first one actually comes from the back millstone over here. So now those should all go through fine. Yep, that became flint. That one became nothing. Disappeared. There's a 75% chance of that happening, or 68 or something or other. Anyway, there's a good chance that happens. Nothing comes out of it. But I have a lot of iron nuggets and of course junk. I'm gonna leave the junk in there actually because I'm gonna go do something else. Actually, before I do that, I should also maybe I would say dispose of or dump. Maybe is the right word. I don't know. Deposit, I think is the right word. Deposit my gravel here. You can see the belt there that drives all the fans. This all comes from the windmill up top. So you see it powers the millstones. The windmill powers the drills, which you can kind of see through the cog up there. The millstones. And these belts. And then the fan. And it also powers this millstone, which is part of system number 2. What I probably should have said at the beginning is I had 2 goals here. And I really wanted to think about what counts as done. I was wandering around aimlessly for quite a while. Mostly in the forest, cutting trees, trying to think, what should I do here? And there's so many things you could do in a starter base, but I kind of boil it down to a few questions. What counts as done for a starter base? 1, so I don't have to worry about food. I can get lots and lots of wheat. In fact, I can get more wheat. I can make tons of bread, breed tons of cows, and not have to worry about food. So not worrying about food is number 1. Number 2 is not worrying about, well, I guess 2 is a bed so I can sleep. 3 is not worrying about iron. So that's what this is. This means I don't have to worry about iron. build up slowly but steadily. And between this and the odd caving run, I should have enough iron to build what I need to build. 3, I was a bit more open-ended, but I went with bone meal and slime blocks because you need bone meal to get flowers, or to farm flowers, and a whole bunch of other things. Makes a whole bunch of other things faster. So, watch this. This is a bit of a manual one. I know you can automate it. There'll be filters and other things, deployers once I get brass, but I don't have brass yet because I don't have alloy, or the mixer, or the blaze burners. The blaze burners are the big hold up here because I haven't been to the nether yet, so I haven't been able to get the blaze. I don't even have nether quartz actually. That's what I mean by early game. These are the basics. These are what you start off with. This is the infrastructure you use before you build sort of what you ideally want to build. So anyway, I put all of that in there. You can kind of see a composter. I don't know. I think down here, yeah. Down here you can see the composter. No, you still can't. Anyway, above there's a composter. See? Composter. Now, originally I was actually had this going to a millstone, but that turns the bone meal to white dye, and that's not actually what I want most of the time. I might try to find a way to split it off later. So instead, I just put a funnel here because it goes down there. Goes to a dispenser, and this is where it gets back to being a bit vanilla, but I don't mind. I mean, it's not really. I don't really care what game package it's in for the purposes of this series. I just care that I can do what I want to do. So if you look at this dispenser, that stack gave me 3 bone meal. There's nothing in that minecart with hopper yet. Again, an observer clock will replace this once I have nether quartz. There we go. There's 3 rose bushes in there, and if you mill this, see if you just converted this in a crafting recipe, all you get is red dye. But Create Mod does something special sometimes when you put it in a millstone. Well, one, it produces more efficient amounts of dyes. You also, this is from bone meal, but this you sometimes get green dye, and then you can combine these, you get the lime dye, so you can get slime balls. So I'm going to do that actually, because I want some more slime balls. So you combine those, you get this lime dye here. I'm going to put that back. I'm going to get some wheat flour. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to get wheat. Because I have that other millstone out there. So, let's do that. Wheat goes in the millstone. Becomes wheat flour. As you can see, there's a water wheel down there powering this. When is this going to be done? There. There we go. There were 3 of those, weren't there? Okay, maybe it doesn't always work. Okay, and I'm going to do this in my portable washer down here just because it's there. So wheat flour should become dough. There we go. To dough. And you combine, it's right here in your handy crafting. I don't even know how you, oh, there you go. Crafting on or off. There you go. Dough, lime dye becomes slime balls. Dough, lime dye, slime balls. Okay. Oh yeah, it's also a seat. First thing I built in the Create Mod, seat is a pretty easy one. I think it's just wood and wool or something, or I don't remember. What's a seat? Wool and a slab. So I have a gray wool from a sheep somewhere. I can put those away now. Here we go. Some other stuff for later. You can use this for super glue. You can use this for sticky. I can do a sticky mechanical piston. Do I have my mechanical piston somewhere? I don't know. What I would call a pokey miner. You sort of have a pole and you poke stuff. Now that I have both super glue and a mechanical piston, I should be able to build a better one of those later. More efficient mining. We'll see how that goes. But that's all I had for this tour, actually. Let's see. I'm going to go deposit The rest of my gravel here is nobody. Well, I was gonna, nobody needs this much gravel. I mean, then there's the people who build everything out of concrete. So maybe there is. So as I deposit my gravel, let's just say. Thank you for everyone who's watching this, who stuck through the whole video. Thank you to everyone who's excited for more. Definitely feel free to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Plan to do a lot more with this series coming up in the very near future, finishing off my last survival Let's Play and continuing with this one. Yeah, looking forward to seeing what can be built with the Create mod, how far to take things, what sort of fun I can have along with the way, and make some new twists on it. Let's just say that. I have some big plans, probably over the course of the next year. I mean, my last series was sort of going on 13, 14 months now. I think it's time for something new, and I think I can build all the great things I wanted to build, and hopefully you're as excited to see those as I am. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Oh, by the way, I've already been at this for 53 Minecraft days, if anyone's keeping track.